Hey, what's up everyone? This is DCSG 81 and today we will look into the part 2 of this some sort of like a review for this new SH Figuarts Mark 85 whereby I will do some armor swapping, head swapping of course, and some comparison with Mark 50. Okay, so I'll take a look at the comparison for Mark 50, and the Mark 50 that I'm going to use is this Mark 50 from the Nano Weapon Set 2, because my original Mark 50 is currently in a very highly tech combination with the Takara Tony weapons, so I'm a bit lazy to take out each and every of the weapons. Yep, so I'm comparing with this one first because they are basically identical. I'll show it to you guys. Yeah, so this is how my Mark 50 looks like, the original Mark 50. So of course later on with this video I will also take some of the Takara Tony weapons to try on this Mark 85. Okay, but before that we will take a look at the just a very brief comparison and see whether are they both the same. Of course from what we can see, it's already very much different. So let's get started. Okay, so let's start to take a look at the paint and of course the red paint, and we can see that it's already very different. This one is a little more darker red, and this one is a little bit of bright red. And as I compare this Mark 50 with the standalone Mark 50 in my previous video, this Mark 50 Nano Weapon Set 2 does bring a little bit darker shades of red. So let's take a look at the standalone Mark 50, whereby we can also see the red is also different. Okay, so it's amazing to know that they are not just using the same red for all the Iron Man. They actually try on different shades of red, so when you have all of the armors together, they actually doesn't look like all the same red. Yeah, it actually bring out the best of each of the Iron Man with a different kind of paints. Yep, so let's take a look at the helmet. Even the gold paint, you can really see that it's not the same gold. Okay, and I pretty much thought that the helmet is the same as Mark 50, but I'm very wrong. You can actually see the design is very different, I would say. Yep. Okay, at the side here you see some silver paints, but here is just fully covered. And one of the bad things about this compared to the Mark 50 is that you can see from here, I don't know whether it shows on the camera that you can see the blue lights, same as the one here, but for this one it's just black inside. Oh wait, there is some blue, but it's a very faint kind of blue. It doesn't really show on the camera. You can see this one is very obvious, but this one you can see there's a little bit blue. I'm just hoping that it will have this kind, so it looks like it's actually powered up. Now it looks like it's powered down. Okay, so the next we will look at the armor itself. This is very nice because it brings a lot more silverish. Oh, as for the arm reactor, you can see the this one is, like I mentioned earlier, it's transparent and you can see the sculpting inside, but this one is just it's just nothing. Yep, so you can see the improvement is pretty much okay, and we can see a lot more armor design compared to this one. It's very nice, especially this part here. Okay, so as for the gold, okay, now we can see it's of a different kind of mold. The bad part that I mentioned in my previous video here, it doesn't have it over the Mark 50. So it's not really because of the paint, it's that the mold is entirely different, even though both of them are nano weapon tech, but it's very different. Okay, it's like an entirely different mold altogether. The design is very different. I was thinking that they just repainted this Mark 50 to become Mark 85, but I'm very wrong. It's like they redesign everything. Even for this hole that is supposed to hold the weapons behind is different. This one does open up as well. Of course, I'll try the armor, the weapons into here and see whether it works or not. Although I already have the answer from the some of the people who actually gotten it earlier. They have already tested, and okay, I don't want to break the news first, but let's try it on. Okay, so as you can see here, I have already removed this piece from the hole, and I'm not sure whether it shows on the camera. The hole is actually pretty much bigger compared to the Mark 50. Yep. Okay, so when I first saw this at the Tamashii Nation event in Singapore, that you can see the link right here, I think they actually removed this piece here to show the hole. Did I see? Oh no, I'm sorry. I actually seen pictures of it in other toy fair. Yeah, so they actually remove it, and someone captured pictures of his bag. It looked exactly like this, of course, and everyone will start speculating that, oh, so it does have a hole to hold these weapons after all. But unfortunately, it doesn't work. Okay. Yep, a lot of people actually try it, and it doesn't work because some of the people says that the armor, of course, is already different compared to Mark 50, and secondly is because the joint is not long enough to go in as compared to this one. And to make it work, someone actually made it work, you need to cut off these two pieces of plastic here, if I'm not mistaken, because I've only seen pictures of people that have done it. What they do is, I think they just cut this piece of plastic off, these two pieces, this one and this one, because I think I can try, yeah, you can pretty much see that the two plastic is the one that is hindering it from going in. So after you shave it off, these two pieces, it should be able to go in better. Okay, but sorry to say that I'm not the kind of person who will actually cut anything off for my figure just to make it work. If I would want it to work, you might have guessed it, I will just use blue tack. Yeah, because it's just purely for pictures purposes. I don't think it's worth it to actually damage the figures. Even though not the figure, the accessories, I do not want to damage it. Okay, so it will look something like this. And again, the darker shades of red is already different with the armor. So if you ask me, I think it doesn't really looks very good, because the the different red is like kind of incompatible with this lighter shades of red. Yep, so there you have it, guys. It doesn't really work unless you do something to it, or if you're really desperate for pictures, you can just use blue tack. I believe it should hold pretty well. Okay, so since it doesn't work with the original SH Figuarts armor, so what about the Takara Tony set? For this one, I don't know the answer as well, so let's get started and try it out. So we need something on Iron Man's bag, because there's a hole for it, so let's not waste it. So let's try with the one from the Takara Tony set A. Okay, so this is from the set A. Okay, oh, you can see I actually used some blue tack, because earlier on, if you watch my review, it's pretty loose, because I'm not sure whether it's I need to push harder or into the hole, but I just don't want to, later it was stuck and then I can't get it out. So I just use some blue tack and it holds pretty well. So let's try on this one instead. Okay, as you have expected with the blue tack, of course it will work. Okay, maybe I should just scrap off the blue tack for now. Let's see whether whether it really works without the blue tag. Okay. Okay. Nope, doesn't work because this piece of plastic here, this triangular plastic, is actually meant for this hole, but the Mark 85 only have a small one, so it doesn't really go in well. Okay. Okay. But of course, with the help of my friend here, I think it all works very well. Let's see. Okay, yep. So the seal looks good. I think it depends on the individual. If you like it, I think it's okay. For me, I think it's pretty alright. Yep, see? It doesn't really fall off. If you want it to be more secure, you can always put more, because it doesn't show. Even you are shooting at the back, I mean the pictures, it doesn't really show. The blue tag doesn't really show. Okay, so let's move on with the hands. Of course, I think this hand will works pretty well unless they use a different ball joint, which I don't think so. Let's try on. Okay, let's borrow for a bit. Sorry about that. Oh, it's kind of tight here. Okay, let's see. Okay, voila, it works. The paint is not very different. I mean, of course, when I say the overall red, this is a lighter shades of red, but for the hands, it doesn't really show. Okay, it's still compatible, so you can still use it. Okay, so let's try with another Nano Weapon Set. Just give me a moment, I'll take it out. Okay, so let's try with this one. This is from the Takara Tony Set A. It's called the Battering Ram. Let's see whether it can be removed. Okay. Oops. My bad. Okay. Actually, really fall off. Okay, so I have to remove the lower arm to fit this inside. So let's see if the joint is the same. This is slightly more tricky than I thought. Okay, it works. It works pretty well, I would say. Especially this part here, where the silver actually and this one have the silver as well. So it looks very compatible. Okay, and the red doesn't look very different, although we know that it's a different shades of red. But from the pictures or even on video, you can see that it doesn't really differ much. Okay. Okay. So I think I'll leave this off because I'm going to do a little bit more. I don't want to drop it again. It's pretty heartache to see all these parts start dropping off to the floor. Okay, so the next one we'll see is for the leg, of course. And let's see if I can actually remove one of the leg. Okay, previously Takara Tony did say that the left leg is slightly more tighter than the right one, so I don't think I want to mess with the tight one. Try with the right leg instead. Okay. Okay, yep. Okay, I do have something to tell you guys. I think I made a mistake here. Earlier on I said just the feet is die cast, but now when I hold this whole thing is a die cast, guys. You can't hear it. Yeah, this whole thing is a die cast. It's very heavy, not just the feet. It's the entire lower leg as well. This whole thing is a die cast. Wow, okay, so didn't know that. Okay, so let's try with this leg. Of course, the Takara Tony. Takara Tony, I think this piece here is also die cast. It actually has some weight. Okay. Because as we expected, it should work. Yep, so it looks something like this. Of course it looks weird with one of the leg only. So but I just want to show you guys that it actually works. Okay? It's looking quite good. So those of you who have the Takara Tony set A and B like me, you can actually have some fun with all this playing around. You can see it actually hold pretty well. Okay, so it works, and I believe the rest should work as well, except for the back part, which I have another one here. Yeah, so this one I think it wouldn't work as well, same as the wing earlier on. So if you want, we need a little bit more of a blue tack, because this piece here is pretty heavy. So I think to be on the safe side, I think you need to have more blue tack to hold it. Okay. Okay. Yep. So there you go. The Takara Tony set A and B. You can have fun to interchange into this Mark 85. Yep. So I don't have to get another Mark 50, because now I can play with the Mark 85 since it doesn't come with anything at all. So yep, it will be pretty fun for me. Okay. Okay guys, so whenever you see a headless figure, I'm pretty sure you know what's going to happen next. Is the head swapping. Okay, so we're going to try this head on Tony. This is how Tony should looks like if he survived the end game. I'm just kidding. This is just one of the head that I have. Okay, so I'm going to try on all the heads, the 4 heads that I have, which is of course I have shown in my previous video. You can actually check it out. So we have this one. This is the original head from Tony Stark, and this one is it comes with Mark 4, and these two is actually the original ones from SH Figuarts. Okay, and then here comes the Mark 50 MANIPPLE's head. Okay, the older version of Tony Stark, and we also have the latest one, which is the younger version of Tony Stark, which is for Mark 4. But of course I have tested it, it actually works on others as well, so you can check the video here. Okay, and so let's okay, again, I know some of you will get pretty agitated when I doesn't try with the original neck that comes for the Mark 4, but I'm just going to stretch it up. I'm just going to say it out one more time here, that I am not going to remove the original necks that comes with the Iron Man Mark 85, because I don't want to risk breaking anything, because it's very tight. Yeah, so I'm not just going to do it. But I'm pretty sure some of you does not want all these kind of things as well, so I'm just going to show you the easy way. Okay, of course if you want to remove the neck and try with the one that comes with the MANIPPLE, you are free to do so. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure that it will works, but I'm hoping that it will, because if not, it will waste your efforts, right? Okay, so let's get started with the Tony Stark head, which is from SH Figuarts. Okay, so of course you to those of you who are so keen to remove the neck and try with the neck, you can't have the human neck on Mark 50, Mark 85, because I don't know, it just doesn't look right. The Nano Weapon, it should have absorbed, the neck as the armor. If you put a human neck here, it will looks pretty odd, I would think. Yeah, so let's try with the this is the Tony Stark head. Okay, so whether it will works. So it's a bit too long. It doesn't really fit well, you can see. Yep, so it doesn't works, guys. It looks very odd with the long neck. Okay, so maybe if you want, you can try to remove this neck and try with the neck from Mark 4. Don't know whether it will be the same result, but this one doesn't really fit well. Okay, so moving on to the Mark 4 head on the original Mark 85 neck. It doesn't same as the one from Tony Stark. It doesn't go in, but because this one have an interchangeable face, it's actually can be opened up. So if you open up a little, you can see the line start to open. Yeah, but it does looks okay once it goes in. Okay, so you can see this part is already open up, but if you're not shooting the pictures from the side, it's just from the front, it looks pretty okay. Okay, so move on to the Mark 4 with a young version of the Tony Stark MANIPPLE head, the latest one. So I didn't put anything inside, even I removed the rubber things. So okay, it's actually working pretty well. Surprisingly, because this head doesn't goes into the Mark 50 neck, but it goes for this Mark 85. Okay, of course it's loose, so you need to be careful, maybe apply some glue tack to secure it. Okay, so for the Mark 50 head, which is this one, the older version, it should works pretty well, I assume. Okay, so this joint is actually from here early on. I just remove it because if I don't, it will not fit all this. See, there's something here, so it looks something like this. Okay, so the reason why is I remove it, and this Mark 50 head does come with this rubber that should goes in something like this. Okay, and then it should goes in. Yep, perfect. So it holds very well. Okay, so this head is perfect for Mark 50 as well as Mark 85. And I know the next question you guys have is Mark 4 does come with a similar thing, which I mentioned earlier in my other videos, that this hole is actually very much smaller. Of course, by all means, it's a rubber and you can still push it in, no problem there. Okay, it's like what I'm doing now. I'm still pushing it in, and then we will fit Mark 4 head. Okay, it works, but this also make it looks like he have a long neck now. Okay, maybe I didn't push all the way in, so let's try again. So it's all the way in now. Let's try. Okay, slightly better now, but it still doesn't look as good as the this head here. Okay, so you remember this look. Okay, I'll try it with Mark 85 again. Sorry, I mean Mark 50 head. So let's do it one more time. Okay. Oh, let's try. Okay. So I think it does looks a lot better with this one compared to this one. Of course, you can always say, you have to use the neck that comes with the MANIPPLE, then it will works very well. Yep, sorry to say that I'm not going to try that because I just don't want to risk breaking anything when removing the neck. And yep, that's all I can do. So to answer your question, this works, okay, on the original neck. This works as well without the rubber. This also works, and yeah, you just have to split the head a little bit. And when I say it works, I mean with the original neck of Mark 85. Okay, and unfortunately this doesn't really works unless you want to remove the neck and try with the human neck which is this one. Put it inside. I'm not sure whether it fits. I kind of doubt it because you can see this portion here is very wide. Okay, the lower neck, and you can see we have a very tiny space here, so I doubt this piece of neck can go into here. Okay, so to be on the safe side, get this head for your Mark 85. It looks better, and he's supposed to look old in this outfit as well, in this armor. Okay, so there you have it, guys. With all the head swapping, armor swapping, and things like that. I hope you enjoy a video like this. So I hope you click the like button, and also feel free to comment if you have any further questions about this, and I hope you will subscribe to my channel for more fun videos like this. And until then, I'll speak to you real soon. Bye.